Hello everyone and welcome to episode 23 of the Super Max 64 series here on the channel. As we're almost at the end of 2001 and it will be officially 10 years in September. That is crazy to think, from 1992 to 2002 we will be complete, plus adding Super Max 64 while still also booking UJPW. It's kind of crazy. But for this episode, our main event is for the junior heavyweight title, of course, as the new champion, Ultimate Dragon, looking to, as far as beat in a rematch here, as far as with him and Lord Akira Kotakumi. Just to think, I haven't really looked over, we haven't looked over really the junior heavyweight title scene, but pretty much you could tell just how crazy it's been because of Fire Pro more than anything. Just when you think, like, from basically 95 to 2000, right? Nice little handful of names. Go from 2000 to 2001, so many people, a lot of new time, first time champions as well. Hell, the last 5 champions for the first time ever, holding the junior heavyweight title. Pretty wild to think. And of course, Kikuchi only had the belt for a little bit. Poor Lord Akira Kotakumi held the belt for 15 minutes, so he gets his chance to redeem himself and get as far as a rightful championship matchup, as far as with him and Ultimate Dragon. It should be an interesting main event, as far as for this BRAWL-O-WEEN main event. But as far as with him, as far as with Lord Akira Kotakumi and Ultimate Dragon, there's also a Damien and Sikosa's matchup against Minoru Tanaka and Shunichi Funaki. This match is taking place because, well, first of all, there's actually going to be a number 1 contendership matchup as far as to determine who will take on Minoru Tanaka and Shunichi Funaki. It's going to be between El Samurai and Jushin Liger against Damien and Sikosis. Obviously, we now see who's going to win that match, but that's going to be happening on night 1 here. You're about to see on the tour. But as far as that's going to be the title matchup on the co-main event, should be a big match, for Damien and Sikosis. As far as they've had a lot of lore here at the BRAWL-O-WEEN shows, Los Bravano, in the past. Maybe the cards will go right for them as far as for tonight and get a big victory. We're also going to have Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Jinsei Shinzaki in a singles matchup. This is a big opportunity for Rey Mysterio Jr. Guy that, as far as has gotten, obviously, a ton of potential and has a ton of upside. And we want him to be as great as he can be, obviously. As we know, he becomes, obviously, one of the greatest babyfaces and one of the greatest just all-around performers of all time. But for him, if he can beat Jinsei Shinzaki, puts him in the title hunt, potentially. As far as, obviously we have a unique December, coming up with, obviously, the Junior Tag League. So he'll have that. As far as the fallout, trying to stay some type of momentum. Maybe potentially he can get a partner. I know Skida, he was teaming up with him, and then Skida had to go to rehab, so maybe potentially once he comes back, you can see him team up there. And obviously for Jinsei Shinzaki, looking to get back onto the top of the mountain and be the Junior Heavyweight Champion once again, because obviously in the Fire Pro world, man is very, very, very hard to beat. We'll see how that plays out. Blonde Bombers versus Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko as well on the card, as Brad Armstrong and Taka Michinoku versus El Samurai and Jushin Liger. So legend kind time match there. Obviously, we wanted to do something with Samurai and Liger after losing to Damien Sikosis. It felt like this was a good chance for them to have a match with somebody like Brad Armstrong, and Taka being involved is nice for him. As Masato Chi is back, and he's back to 100%. Him and Ogawa are going to team up to take on Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. to kick off the show. And for Masato Chi, God, he's been gone for a year in a little bit of change. I want to say a couple of weeks, maybe. Last match, November, almost a full year. November of the very first tag league matchup, that is right. As he broke his, herniated his spinal disc. So he was out for a full year. Now he's back. Great for him. Absolutely great to have him back. At 47 years old, he is still super talented. Obviously has a lot of experience and knowledge to lend to a lot of the younger guys that we have. And it's great to have him around again. Really, for him, it might be potentially, maybe his last hurrah as far as a full-time member. As far as 2002, maybe, kind of be the time he starts laying it back a little bit and being more of an occasional worker. You can kind of see the skills-wise as far as he's, it's kind of been floating back and forth. he hasn't declined or anything yet, but potentially can be seeing that happening in the near future with his age. But yes, former painkiller abuse as well, which luckily we got that fixed. But yeah, I mean, he's just from, he broke his ankle, broke a toe, cracked his tailbone, blown an eardrum, and now he's herniated a spinal disc. He's had a pretty rough go, but you can see his legs are already, physically really, really bad, which is just tough to see that. But as far as he will be back with us, and also someone who's going to be back relatively soon will be Hayabusa. Of course, crazy that the broken neck happened here in the save, very, very close to what happened in real life, very, very spooky. I believe that happened actually last year at that BRAWL-O-WEEN show, if I remember correctly. It was, it was in the title match with Jinsei Shinzaki. So hard to believe it's already been a year. And for him, as far as obviously, we don't know exactly how he's going to look like. Obviously the head and the body still, at the 7 and 4% on physical health. I mean, he might not be able to go back to being an active in-ring competitor, much like what happened in real life, which would be very, very sad to think. As far as, obviously, he's still in the prime of his career, as far as at 32, it's just crazy. What are the odds, type of thing. But, weirdly, that history of concussions, he's been banged up a couple of times, though. Whiplash neck strain, he's, bruised a pectoral muscle, broken a rib, broke his nose twice, in the same year, too, which obviously that happens, though. Once you break your nose one time, you're kind of more susceptible to it being broken. At least that's kind of what my understanding of that. That's kind of a thing that tends to happen a lot of times. But yeah, he'll be back next tour. We'll see what type of capacity that will be. Obviously, a broken neck is crazy to come back from. But yeah, that's just kind of what's been going on. As far as kind of medically, we can look at somebody else too. Enru's kind of going to be back next to him. I know Fujita still got his knee ligament damage, which we might need to change some of his bookings, because I believe we have him booked on a couple of matches on this tour. So yeah, I'll probably have to look at that. But for the opening show, though, as far as for night one, of course, the number one contendership matchup, have that being the main, both Favano, Damien Psychosis, beating Jushin Liger and the Great Sasuke. That's right, it's not going to be El Samurai Sasuke. Actually, let's go ahead and make that El Samurai for that to make sense. There we go. Yeah. So Psychosis beating Jushin Liger in 22 minutes. Oh, Liger's the agent. Let that be for G. He's back. There we go. Yeah, and this for Taka and Terry Boy against the Great Sasuke and Tuco and Scorpio. Obviously, Terry Boy will be losing that matchup. Shoot over to the Can-Am Super Junior crew to steal the show matchup as Nuki Sano, Kiyoshi Tamura, and Tiger Mask 4. It's Brian Pillman, Landstorm, and Rob Van Dam as Nuki Sano will be beating Pillman, who's going to complain about it, which is going to be kind of weird, because I know Nuki Sano's going to outperform him. As far as Kikuchi and Kanemoto, that's the Technical Masterclass matchup against Jerry Lynn and Sean Waltman of the Lynn Sanity, and Kanemoto will be beating Sean Waltman here, as far as I forgot to put it on victory instead of a loser. There we go. But yeah, obviously Waltman's still dealing with his physical, as far as tough going. So as for Rey Mysterio Jr., for this tour, it's kind of like a ladder, or maybe like a tower, if you will, going through a lot of the Dark Side Defiance guys in singles matches and kind of seeing what happens after each one. So right now he's going to beat Shima. Now he'll take on Taru or Sabu next. And, we'll go on through it until there's nobody left. And, he's got just Shinzaki left. So it's just a nice way of building somebody up in a different type of setting than what we're used to normally doing. But yeah, that's the card. Pretty straightforward stuff. Should be good to go as far as we just got to pick a venue. So yeah, we'll run the, Toyoshi General Gymnasium. Tough. The wrestling industry is just in the toilet in Japan right now. Not great. Not great. 73, though, for the Kanemoto Kikuchi tag match against Jerry Lynn and Sean Waltman. Yeah, Waltman just exhausted. Tough break. But Kanemoto and Kikuchi did well. It's no surprise. See, Kanemoto wins with the moonsault. Sasuke and Two Cold Scorpio beating Taka Michinoku and Terry Boy as the tumbleweed from Two Cold Scorpio pinning Terry Boy in 10 minutes. 68 for Rey Mysterio Jr. and Shima. The Mysterio Rana from Mysterio over Shima in 10:30. Great performance from Rey. In Tiger Mask 4, Kyoshi Nomura and Yuki Sano of Shudo beating the Can-Am Super Junior crew team. Yeah, Pillman with a 65. He was off his game. Rob Van Dam was really off his game with a 58. He still outperformed Tiger Mask 4, though. But yeah, just Yuki Sano. And really, as far as he just was head and shoulders above everybody else. But boy, Tiger Mask 4 is still pretty bad. Now, close to a 50, but still got a ways to go. But our main event, Psychosis and Damien, they beat El Samurai and Jushin Liger. Just a couple point difference. Could have went either way, but we went with Los Bravano there. And beating Liger with after the guillotine leg drop as well. Nice win for Psychosis. And Los Bravano just are riding high. Trying to ride high, at least. As far as... It's crazy how great they've really become. Like, they've really become an actual great unit. And as far as they used to kind of be just Vampiro kind of leading the way and leading the charge. And like Damien and Psychosis kind of a little bit lagging behind them. But now... Psychosis is damn near on the same level as Vampiros. That's just been great, just improvement in just as far as how well they've done. And now on to day 2, we go of the BRAWL-O-WEEN tour. Alrighty, night 2. So, the Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko tag matchup against Chris Candido and Chris Jericho. What we're going to do is, on this night and on night 3, we're going to have 2 singles matches. So this night, you see already Chris Candido versus Dean Malenko. Next night, obviously, is, the other half of that equation with Chris Benoit versus, Chris Jericho, obviously, Wild Pegasus versus Chris Jericho. So that's going to be 2 good matches there. That's going to be the main event for this night. We're going to go ahead and just... Actually, no, it's the Technical Masterclass matchup, that's right. As Candido will be getting the win over Dean Malenko. So that's a huge upset, first of all. He beat him once back in 96. Other than that, all Dean Malenko wins. No real surprises with that. I mean, Dean's definitely been the better performer. It's hard to believe the very first Super J Cup back in 94. Dean versus Chris Candido happened. And, as far as... There were some 91s and 89. This, best of as far as on the TV taping back in 95. So, it's kind of wild to think that was the peak, and hasn't been anywhere close. Really, that's because of Candido, but... It should be a decent little matchup. Now, Candido is going to struggle stamina-wise with that one, but hopefully everything evens out. As Damien and Vampiro versus the TTS team of Shinichi Funaki and Shinjiro Otani. So, kind of one half of the tag team title matchup as Vampiro beating Otani. That'll be 20 minutes. I don't think that's going to be the main. I don't know, though. Even though the main event angle is Dragon versus Akira Kurakumi, probably not going to be good enough to be better than the match we just saw, so this will probably be the co-main as Dragon Kid will be getting the win for the Cosmic Dragon Kings, beating Pacificus in 20 minutes there. So, we'll go ahead and just swap these. Oh, and then we'll move that. Alright, perfect. So then Hideki, we're going to have to change this. This is what I was thinking of as far as Yakuda Daka and Minoru Fujita. Fujita, he actually got hurt during a Noah show, is what happened. So, just a bummer for him to be able to miss out on this. Basically, this was to give the Fantastics a win. What we'll probably do is, I guess now we'll have them beat 3 count. So we'll just go ahead and put Shane Helms and Shannon Moore in this match. And so Bobby Fulton can beat Shannon Moore. What a sentence, as far as, talking about 2 different ends of the spectrum as far as, obviously, Shannon Moore, 2000s, as far as guy that was in WCW and the WWF, then, into TNA as far as that run, but then the Fantastics, very much the other end of the spectrum in the 70s, not really the 70s, more the 80s, and somewhat of the early 90s, but yeah, as far as... that, there's that. And then, the Steel of the Show matchup, Masafuchi Yoshinobu Kanemaru taking on Hideki Ozaki and Satoru Ozaki. Now Satoru Ozaki back from rehab for, it's probably been about the 5th time. Still can't kick the habit. unfortunately for him. Man, that sucks. Because he was somebody way back when, the early parts of the stay, we were really trying to position him as a kind of future junior heavyweight star. Just could never really click. Even this match here, as far as he was beating people left and right. He beat, Super Astro back when. Even then, I got a 60 then. So he was on the come up, and now you just look at what he was doing. A 44, like just a 20-point drop in just a couple of years. Not great, and still only 30. Physically, just is not the same performer that he once was. Just very, very unfortunate for him. That's going to be an interesting card, because this is going to set the tone, and then the kind of next couple of matches are going to be a bit of a step backwards. Actually, we're going to swap these out, yeah. I think that's the better call here. We should be good to go. We just got to pick a venue. Don't think we'll run Kanto, which is crazy that we can only have... At least it's rising, the wrestling industry, but the economy's failing. So this is just a shit show and a half here in Japan, as we've stated already. But yeah, we'll run the star lanes. Just go ahead and knock that out. Alrighty, so an 80 for the opener. Dean Malenko losing to Chris Candido as far as the Blonde Bombshell. Very much, almost doubled him. Dean Malenko's rating is an 89. Still very, very impressive for somebody where by 2001, he's kind of... Pretty sure he retires in 2001, so... Kind of wild to think as far as, Yeah, because I know he had a match... He weirdly did a dark match against Mystico. When, this is, prime Mystico. When they, brought him in for a tryout. And for some reason, Dean Malenko worked him. And that was 06. I want to say it might have been 07. I want to say he had been retired for 5 or 6 years. I want to say 2001 is kind of when he hung it up. But 56 for the next match, and my God. Yeah, we got 2 people that are... Actually, 3 people that are rusty. 2 injuries. Actually, just 1 injury. And 2 rehab stints for Hosaka and Satoru Osako. Kanemaru, the second best guy in the matchup, which is just kind of wild to think. But Fuchi with the STF in 937. Just glad it somehow did a decent little rating. As the Fantastics beating 3 count as Shane Helms and Shannon Moore. They actually did decent for themselves as far as for somebody that's not really over. But Bobby Fulton pinning Shannon Moore with a fantastic flip in 10-11. It's an 80 for the Cosmic Dragon Kings, the Lords of the Deep matchup. Dragon Kid beating Pacificus. He was off his game, but Ultimo Dragon best guy in the match, so they were the better team because of that. Dragon Kid went with a Dragon Rana over Pacificus. Main event, 86. Nail in the Coffin from Vampiro over Shinjiro Otani, best guy in the match. Getting the win over Otani. It's kind of crazy Funagi's the worst guy in the matchup here. I guess, well, I'd say by this time, Otani definitely is, he's been, one of the best junior heavyweights in the world for a hot minute here. He's still, improving, which is kind of crazy, I feel like. Really with him, it's just, as far as Otani, we just need to get him, I just feel like everything's clicking. At least should be clicking for him. It's been a long road ahead for him. But yeah, actually a decent little tour show. The opener did better than I expected. We knew these matches were going to struggle, but even the 64, we'll take that for that type of matchup. As on to night 3 we go. Alrighty, as far as night 3 here, we have the Jericho Wild Pegasus match, of course, which that'll probably be the main. Really everything else is kind of like a mid-card, lower-tier matchup. So with this one, obviously Wild Pegasus getting the win. Dean Malenko lost to Chris Candido. Obviously, should be a banger. We could probably give it more time. As far as they've only had 1 match. Back at the Best Super Juniors in 1997. It's been a while. Of course, in real life, by this time, they'd had the that incredible ladder match they had at Royal Rumble. But anywho, it still should be a good match. Well, I'm trying to think. What could be the co-main here? It's Kaientai Legend. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just have this be the co-main event. Should be a good match, actually, with everybody involved, as the Samurai getting the win for the Legend team over Yoshihiro Tajiri. Nice little win there. Then we'll probably go Los Guerreros and against the Golden Cosmic Kings. This Golden King will be beating Chavo Jr., which is really no surprise. If someone's going to lose, definitely be Chavo in that matchup. So now it comes down to what's the Steel Show matchup, what's the Technical Masterclass matchup. I'm assuming that's the Technical Masterclass matchup, and this is the Steel Show. We'll see if I'm right. As I am, as Ricky Fuji of Magnum Tokyo, 3 count, beating the Can-Am Junior Express. As Van Dam's going to lose to Ricky Fuji. That's kind of wild, but yeah, this Van Dam, he's still getting better, but Ricky Fuji's better than him right now, so just felt like that was the right call. As the World Class A-Host, taking on the team of Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., and Octagon, as Ghetto will be beating Octagon in 20 minutes. So, a nice win for the World Class A-Host, really just the established team beating the kind of freelance team of the, Team Mexico team, if you will, of Octagon, Wagner Jr., and Blue Demon Jr. But still, it should be actually a pretty good card, all things considered. As they want us to run Kanto, I still don't want to run that just yet. Yeah, I think the Walkout Perfectional Gym will work just fine here. Let's run it here for night 3. This is 68 for the World Class AOs versus the, I guess you could say Team Mexico, as far as Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., and Octagon. They were the better team. Dr. Wagner Jr. with a 72, Blue Demon Jr. with a 63. All better than Jado and Ghetto. Especially Dr. Wagner Jr., but at least Dick Togo and Octagon was kind of close. Togo still got outperformed, but Ghetto went with the Ghetto clutch over Octagon. 67 for the Can-Am Junior Express versus Ricky Fuji and Magnum Tokyo. Yeah, Ricky Fuji with a 71. Both Van Dam and Lance Storm both really off their game, so I'm glad we gave them the win as far as Ricky Fuji and Magnum Tokyo. It's weird that Tokyo was considered the weak link when he wasn't really that far off from Rob Van Dam. The 77, though, for Golden King and Super Astro against Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Jr. Golden King with the golden kick over Chavo Jr. It's a good match. It's crazy how Eddie's kind of... He's in a weird spot right now. I just feel like he should be better than what he is. Really not sure what's going on. Just holding back, I guess. It's weird. Weird. There's an 82 for the co-main. Kai and Tai losing to Legend. In the trios match, is Samurai with the Samurai Bomb over Yoshihiro Tajiri. Yeah, Tajiri was the guy in the match. Losing to somebody like El Samurai, as far as with an 81. Overall, yeah, just, Brad Armstrong and Liger did the same rating. Sasuke and Samurai, obviously much better than Taka and Tajiri, so right team wins there. 78 for the main event. Wow, Jericho being off his game hurt this. But the Wild Bomb for Wild Pegasus in 23:53. A nice win. Decent little matchup. An okay tour show. You'd like to get like an 80, for these tour shows, but we'll take the 78. And we have the October Giant Series going on for UJPW. So on to night 4, we go. Alrighty, night 4 is a couple of backstage incidents. So first one was Super Astro. He helped create a great atmosphere backstage. He pulled a great rib on everyone. Way to go. And also, Lance Storm did the same thing. So we got 2 big ribs before the show. Gotta love that. Got to love that. So, our main event, Lords of the Deep, Cosmic Dragon King. So this is another trios match, but this time it's a little bit more on the heavy side of things, with Golden King involved instead of, and Super Delphin instead of Dragon Kid and Pacificus. But, Golden King, gonna get the win for the Cosmic Dragon King. He's gonna beat Super Delphin. 20-minute matchup there, obviously, as Nuki Sano and Kiyoshi Tamura versus the Fantastics. This is the Technical Masterclass matchup, but Tamura and Nuki Sano, hell of a team there. They're gonna beat Tommy Rogers, and Bobby Fulton. Ricky Fuji, Magnum Tokyo versus Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. So the former champion in Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, his first appearance since losing his title. He's going to beat Magnum Tokyo there in 20 minutes, giving them a lot of time. Probably shouldn't, but that's alright. Then the regular contest here between Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. against the Linsanity of Jerry Lynn and Killman. As Dr. Wagner Jr. will get the win. It will be a 10-minute matchup. As, we're going to change some of this around. Do like that Nuki Sano Kiyoshi Tamura matchup there in that spot. Then Rey Mysterio Jr. and Taru, as this is the Steal the Show matchup. I'm going to give them a little bit more time. This should be a pretty good match. As, they could probably I don't know, that's going to be a good one, though. I think that might be better than the main, or the co-main we have right now. It's going to be close. We're going to put it in the middle, though. They're going to go with that. So, we just have a couple more tour shows to go through, and then we'll be at the final show. But we just got to pick a venue. As far as, yeah, back around to Kanto, potentially. As far as, I still want to save that for as long as we can, because I know, just, luckily the industry, again, is rising, but it's going to be a pretty low affair. I don't even know if we can sell it to Tokyo Dome. So just kind of thinking with that in mind. But we're on the Nakajima Sports Center here for night 4. It's an 82, well, for the opener, as Kikuchi Kanemoto and Ricky Fuji doing a really good job. Kikuchi with the submission victory over Magnum Tokyo. Got the show off to a strong start. 64 for the next matchup. Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr. beating Jerry Lynn and Coleman. Yeah, they were the better team. As Wagner Jr. with the chicken wing, arm lock, and 947. So 66 for Rey Mysterio Jr. and Tataru. My God, I thought Tataru would do a lot better. He did not. It was pretty brutal. Nice win for Rey Mysterio, though, and a 75 for Nuki Sano and Kiyoshi Tamura against Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. Boy, Tommy Rogers with the 44. That is also brutal. But Kiyoshi Tamura with the Juji Katame in 1937. Good performance from Nuki Sano and Bobby Fulton, still in his almost 40s, I want to say. At this point, and still doing really well. It's a 78 for our main event. Super Delphin. Really shitting the bed here, but everybody else in this match did pretty well. 91, Golden King 67, 71, but obviously the heavy lifter being Ultimo Dragon with his 90. It's Golden King with the Golden Kick over Super Delphin in 2004. Obviously, Super Delphin was going to take the loss there, being the worst guy. Did not expect the opener to be the best thing on the card. So shout out them. Those guys worked really, really hard, actually. Shout out, especially Kikuchi Kanemoto and Ricky Fuji, obviously. Magnum Tokyo, though, good little performance, actually, for a guy who hasn't really been showcased a lot. As on to Night 5 we go. Alrighty, Night 5. So as far as the show goes, as far as we're going to run it, because I think we've kind of ran over. Oh, no, we haven't ran the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Alright. So we'll run there. Then, so we got, as far as our main event, this Los Provano TTS match will probably be it. As the trios match, Vampiro, Damien, and Psychosis against Minoru Tanaka, Shinichi Funaki, and Shinjiro Otani, as Funaki getting the win over Vampiro. It'll be a 21-minute matchup there. So TTS getting the win. Again, they were the Grand Prix winners, so I wanted them to still be booked pretty strong. Co-main event, that's a good question. Golden Cosmic Kings and Pacificus Prince Mako. Don't think this will be the co-main, but obviously the Golden Cosmic Kings will be getting the win there. Blue Demon Jr. Dr. Wagner Jr. against Ogawa and Kanemaru. This is set as a Steal the Show matchup. Of Blue Demon Jr. Dr. Wagner Jr. will be getting the win. So they'll be beating Kanemaru. Tuco, Scorpio, and Yoshihiro Tajiri. This is the Technical Masterclass matchup, as Scorpio will be beating Tajiri. What a weird matchup, as far as definitely a first-time meeting there. The Trios match, World Class A-Holes in the Fantastics, as Geto will be getting the win for the World Class A-Holes, so they're going to beat the Fantastics. That's going to be great for them, but boy, this show, I think we're going to give them way more time. Let's make this like a 27-minute match. Let's give this another minute. Yeah, just to help us out a little bit. Definitely a main event type card, as far as that's really the only major matchup. But this actually did pretty well, as Tuco, Scorpio, and Tajiri is the tumbleweed from Scorpio in 20 minutes. That's 74. Not bad. Not a bad opener. 70 again. It's Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. beating Kanemaru and Ogawa, as Kanemaru and Ogawa losing, with Kanemaru taking the sit-out scoop slam driver from Dr. Wagner Jr. 73. From Super Astro and Golden King versus Mako and Pacificus, the Golden Kick from the Golden King. 10-11. Of course, great chemistry from Astro and Golden King. 67. It's wild that this is the worst match so far, and it's the co-main, as the Fantastics losing to the World Class A-Holes. Bob Fulton, almost in the 70s. Jado and Geto with 60s. These little matchups, Jackie just kind of brought the match down. Him and Tommy Rogers, actually. And, Dick Togo to be exact. But Geto with the Geto clutch over Jackie Fulton in our main event. 27. It's an 84, or 27 minutes, as far as Shinichi Funaki submitting Vampiro The Sean capture, he gets the win in an 84. Psychosis and Vampiro did really, really well. They were the better trios team. They, as far as TTS getting the win now, Champions getting a nice little win. As far as the build up to that, and we only have 2 more tour shows left, nights 6 and 7. And of course, the final show being the 8th night of the tour. We still have the October Giant Series going on the other side of things, as on to the next day we go. Alrighty, night 6. So we have a Brian Pillman Brad Armstrong matchup, as well as Damian Shonichi Funaki as far as singles competition. Again, kind of splitting up the tag team matchups as far as the tag team title matchup. Night 7 will have, I believe, Minoru Tanaka versus Psychosis. But as far as backstage incident here, Sean Waltman, Pro Wrestlers Court accused being an hour late to pick up his assigned drop order as the judge, Jumbo Saruta, found him guilty and sentenced to pay for his drop order's meals for the next 3 shows. Very nice little small positive impact for him. As that Satoru Osaka Deki Osaka matchup is getting changed because we have again sent Satoru Osaka to rehab, so that will be an easy change. As with Minoru Fujita being back healthy again, we'll just go ahead and switch that with this. Vampiro will be getting one. Doesn't matter who he beats, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and change that. So the main event, Lords of the Deep, Ultimate Dragon Super Astro. We got the former tag team champions, and as far as the and with Lords of the Deep and Ultimate Dragon Super Astro, they've had a couple of matches back and forth throughout the years. Akira Kurakumi will be beating Super Astro in this matchup. They're 50-50 as far as the past matches they've had, all during the Junior Heavyweight Tag League. I'm sure they'll have another matchup here come the Tag League, but Akira Kurakumi beating them right now. And then as far as Damien and Shinichi Funaki could be the co-main. Funaki beating Damien here. I believe they've had a couple of singles matches. Oh, they've had one, which Funaki won. That was at the Best Super Juniors. As Funaki will be getting the win there. Well, the Shimazaki versus Blue Demon Jr. Rey Mysterio Jr. matchup, as Shinzaki will be beating Rey Mysterio Jr., so he stops kind of Rey from getting all these wins. As far as against his, as far as the stablemates, at least puts a stop to it there before their matchup. And Brian Pillman, Brad Armstrong, I believe that's the Technical Masterclass matchup. It is, as Brad's going to beat him. Pillman still can't really work a long matchup, and of course this matchup now that we've added. This should be a pretty good show, actually. And then we'll have, as far as one more show after this, as far as one more tour show, of course, and then the final show. Okay, no, we're good to go as far as we can run Chubu again. So we ran the Toyoshi General Gymnasium, we run the Nagoya Congress Center for this night. So here we go, in 81, Brad Armstrong beating Brian Pillman on the side rusher legs. We've no surprise there. So yeah, Brian Pillman exhausted by the end of that one. Vampiro and Lee Parka getting the victory over Okuda Daka and Minoru Fujita. Shout out to Okuda Daka being better than La Parka here. He's really coming along strong. That's a good sign as far as Vampiro with a nail in the coffin. Jinsei Shinzaki getting the win with a Gorakuru Katame as far as Shinzaki getting that submission victory. He was the best guy in the matchup, but Rey and Blue Demon Jr., as far as from a team perspective, were probably the better team. Rey was still really off his game, and he was still the second best guy in the match, so he is really rolling here. Oh, I forgot they have bad chemistry as far as Funaki and Damien. Still a decent little matchup. Sean capture from Funaki over Damien is our co-main event, not our main event in 84. Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon losing to Akira Kurakumi and Grand Naniwa. It's the Decapitator from Lord Akira Kurakumi over Super Astro in 2208. Actually a pretty good show. Everything in the greens, good call. Good call. That is nice to see. Surprised this was better than this, to be honest, but we'll take it. There's night 6 in the books. On to the final tour show we go, and then we'll be at the final show for the actual tour in itself. With, of course, we'll see our 2 title matches as well as our big singles matches with Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Jinsei Shinzaki. Alrighty, the final tour show is here. As we have a couple of backstage incidents. First one is Wrestler's Court was brought before Wrestler's Court, accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. As the judge, Jumbo Saruta, found him guilty and sentenced him to buy drinks after the show. Small positive impact for Kato on that one. And then Ultimo Dragon passing on tips on selling to Dragon Kid. So yeah, they have the Psychosis Minoru Tanaka singles matchup, as well as Sabu and Rey Mysterio Jr. We'll have the Dragons, as of course Ultimo Dragon and Dragon Kid versus the Lords of the Deep, which would be Lord Akira Korokumi and Grand Aniwa. Also, we'll be having Golden Cosmic Kings versus Super Delphin and Prince Mako. So, taking basically what could have been an 8-man, splitting it into two tag matches. I think the main event, though, I think it is going to be Psychosis and Minoru Tanaka. Because, I mean, they've had, they've had a couple of big-time matches. Had, of course, the finals of the Best Super Juniors earlier this year. Then they had the rematch of the J Cup, which, they're 1-1 against each other. And, of course, the title matchup back at All-Star Anarchy as well. Which, as far as the triple threat involving them. So this is, as far as to decide the tiebreak between the two. And, of course, with, as far as Damien losing yesterday, now Psychosis will be winning here. As, actually, I don't think it was yesterday. I believe it was Tuesday. But, nonetheless, Psychosis getting the win there. Also, that El Samurai and Liger matchup against Brad Armstrong and Yoshihiro Tajiri. I believe that's the Technical Masterclass matchup. So yeah, we'll have the Dragons versus Lords of the Deep. Naniwa beating Dragon Kid. That makes sense. They'll definitely be the better team in that one. And then, of course, since the Golden Cosmic Kings, they need a win here over the Lords of the Deep to make it 50-50. Golden King will be getting the win. Only 12 minutes, though. That's interesting. Probably going to give that a little bit more time. Steal the show matchup for Sabu and Rey Mysterio Jr. We've had them have one match in the past. Last year, actually, at the BRAWL-O-WEEN tour, Night 5. That was around was it 67? Yeah, so we'll see how it does this time around. It should go about the same, maybe a little bit better. And the opening contest, the Technical Masterclass matchup, Kai and Tai getting the win. Won an upset here with Tajiri beating El Samurai. But yeah, Samurai's going to be extremely unhappy about that. Trying to give Tajiri a big win here during this tour. That's the plan there. So I believe we've ran everywhere. Oh, yeah, besides Kanto. Oh, no, we can run here again. Oh, no, we haven't ran, actually, the Dream Me. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Because obviously we'll be running Kanto for the final show. We're going to go. Let's run it. 77 for the opener. Liger and Samurai losing to Tajiri and Brad Armstrong. Tajiri with the buzzsaw kick in 1944. Big victory for Kai and Tai. 73. So yeah, it was actually a little bit better. Sabu with a 48-75 for Rey Mysterio Jr. That was he gets with the Mysterio Rana. 936. Yeah, Sabu just not the performer he obviously once was. The Golden Cosmic Kings beating Super Delphin and Prince Mako. Actually, a pretty good little tag match here. Well, I'll take a 76 on a tour show. It's an 82 for the co-main. Naniwa and Akira Korokumi beating Ultimo Dragon and Dragon Kid as the Clutch Day Naniwa in 1949. Naniwa pinning Dragon Kid in that one. Nice little victory. It's an 80 for our main event. Psychosis beating Minoru Tanaka with a guillotine leg drop. Tough break as far as Minoru Tanaka with a 66. Really off his game. That's just a brutal performance overall. But man, Psychosis, he did his damnedest to try to make that match important. Another pretty good tour show here for nights 6 and 7, which is great to see going into now the actual final show of the tour. And now we'll go into Fire Pro, see how the title matches run in Fire Pro, and we'll run the show in TEW. And we will see how this BRAWL-O-WEEN stacks up. I think it's going to be a hell of a show. And, fingers crossed nobody gets hurt is kind of the big thing here. And it should be a good show. Alrighty, we are here for the first of 2 title matches. So we'll be running here in Fire Pro as Psychosis and Damien. The challengers looking to beat Funaki and Minoru Tanaka and become the new tag team champions. This is a big matchup for Psychosis. As if he loses this one, he's probably going to rehab. So what a great thing to hold over somebody's head going into a title matchup. But he is just struggling right now. But we need him if he is still going to be the junior heavyweight champion. Because obviously we want to see the junior champs in the junior tag league. As here comes the challengers. Psychosis and Damien. As far as in the history of BRAWL-O-WEEN. They, as far as Los Pravano, it's been a big time show, but in the past it has been. For others, though, it has actually been a good year as far as for Los Pravano and really for Vampiro specifically. This show, for the first ever one back in '99, Sim and Sasuke in the main event for the heavyweight title, the junior heavyweight title, rather, as far as he lost to Sasuke, and even the next year it was him and Rey Mysterio Jr., which ended up being, as far as he lost to Rey Mysterio Jr. So just crazy to think. For the past 2 years, it has not gone his way as far as a Los Bravano member. But for Mitsukosis, this has really been a hell of a year for him. Of course, won the Best Super Juniors. Very, very huge accomplishment. Thought he was going to make a pretty good run in the J Cup. He ended up losing to, as far as losing to Minoru Tanaka. Got a chance at the junior heavyweight tag team titles, though. For both Damien and Psychosis never held these belts before, so this would be a first-time reign for them. But they've been a team that has, been a pretty good team throughout the years, and now Vampiro is kind of taking a back seat, so this is a great chance for both Damien and Psychosis to really show their stuff and show that they are kind of maybe the strongest part of Los Bravano. Damien and now Minoru Tanaka involved in the matchup. Got a side headlock from Minoru Tanaka. Of course, this could be successfully their first defense as far as for TTS. Some chops. Some whip into the corner. Oh, a nice little roll through into a drop kick, into a kip up. And in comes Psychosis now. Tanaka waiting for the drop kick. Beautiful basement drop kick. Targeting the knees of Psychosis. It's a knee into the midsection. Gonna cover him after it. It's a 1 count. Gonna need to do a little bit more than that, probably, to beat Psychosis. They're gonna trade strikes, chops, and forearms. Looked like Psychosis got the better of him off the ropes. Oh, no, Tanaka gets back up, and they're gonna tag in Funaki. Nice fireman scary takeover. Enziguri, jumping Enziguri to be exact, from Funaki here. Roll through. Nothing. Coming from Psychosis. Tagging in Damien now. Body slams him. To the floor they go, and some body kicks from Shinichi Funaki. Shot from Damien, rolling him around. See what Damien's got. Into the buckle. Basement drop kick again. This time from Damien. Snap suplex from Funaki. More body kicks from Funaki. Now Damien with a pop-up Arana. Doesn't even get a count. Nice shot there from Damien, but again a forearm shot, overhand shot from Funaki, getting the better of him. Now deep, as far as that is really, raking the forearm across the nose. It's a very, very suffocating submission, all, but Minoru Tanaka getting now a new opponent, as far as for Psychosis. Went for a body kick, but Minoru Tanaka with a single leg takedown. As far as Psychosis, this has been his, biggest year, of course. Junior heavyweight title reign, best Super Juniors run. If he can add the junior heavyweight tag team titles into this year, this would be pretty fantastic. What a sunset flip that was from Minoru Tanaka. Only got a 1 count, though. Into the championship corner now. Well, Psychosis. Holy shit. Going post to post here. Now a tumbleweed off the top. Gonna cover him. 2 and now. Almost it. Almost that new junior heavyweight tag team champions just like that. Funaki with a DDT. Another fireman scary takeover. Off the ropes. A spin kick from Psychosis now. Gonna tag in Damien. Caught him. Got the body kick. Spin kick. Nobody home. Body slams him down. Well, Psychosis, I thought he was maybe going to dive off the apron. Thought better of it. A nice spinning headlock there as far as to take him down. Oh, nice little sit-out clothesline as well. Damien's really starting to cook here. Shinichi Funaki is in the ropes, though. Oh, missed the drop kick. Of course, for Funaki, you know, with him and Minoru Tanaka, they have had a, they've actually had a pretty good year as well, you know, as far as for Otani in Minoru Tanaka, actually not Minoru Tanaka, Shinjiro Otani and Shinichi Funaki, Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title reign earlier this year. And of course they won the Grand Prix to kick off the year 2001, so they've had a great 2001 as well. So this has really been a great showcase for a lot of the people in this matchup as far as the year 2001, and they're hoping to continue that going into 2002, potentially. My God, the chops here from both men. Oh, Psychosis now power bombs him to the top. Maybe a guillotine leg drop. Now they're going to wait for him to stand up, and a top rope drop kick. Oh, caught him. Got the middle. The body kick. Couldn't get it. Had a leg lock in. Psychosis not going to tap out to that. Nice little German suplex into an Irish whip into the corner here. What is Psychosis going for? Oh my God, what a Hurricane Rana. Jumping off the ropes into Shinichi Funaki. As Funaki was out on his feet, but woke up just in time to sidestep that bicycle kick from Damien and out to the floor. They go. Well, back into the ring. Damien now snap suplexes him. I do like how the challengers are a bit color coordinated. The red and the black. Whereas obviously Minoru Tanaka with his purple and white gear, and Funaki with the traditional blue gear that he always usually rocks. Some body kicks from Minoru Tanaka, targeting the back. Angle lock, but I believe Psychosis is in the ropes. Somehow Red Shoes doesn't see his hand was underneath the rope. Now Psychosis off the ropes. Spin kick again to the back of the head. Almost at the 10-minute mark. Of course, we'll probably just clock now just a couple of minutes onto the match if it finishes here. But we might make it go over 20 minutes. Might make it go into the 30 range. If it needs to be. Tagging in Tanaka, tagging in Damien. See what else? We got a chop. Got a wrist lock, but Minoru Tanaka going to roll through it and counter with a wrist lock of his own. I'm waiting for somebody to tap from one of these wrist locks. Oh, nice spin kick from Damien. Now he's going to the top. Big senton off the top rope. Putting all of his weight onto Minoru Tanaka. Flying through the air off the ropes. Oh, what a slam that was. Minoru Tanaka now with the Minoru Special number 2. A Northern Lights suplex into the armbar. He's not going to tap, though. In comes Funaki now. He's going to get caught with a powerbomb. Oh, Damien signaling for something here. Off the ropes. Just stomps him away. Guess he needed some momentum before he stomped him. Dragging him out of the ropes here. What a fist drop from Shinichi Funaki. Enziguri again. Got him. Picked him up. And just going to tag out. In comes Psychosis. Nice body slam to the top. They go. Tumbleweed again. Drag him out of the ropes. Waiting for that guillotine leg drop. Hasn't went for it yet. Figured it'd be close to that time here in the matchup. Funaki firing up with a drop kick. Nice snap suplex. In the buckle. Oh, nice drop kick. That was deadly. He's signaling for the end, and that might be it. A guillotine leg drop in the champions, or in the challenger's corner, rather. But we might have new champions, and we do. What a victory for Psychosis And, you know what? Let's make it a 31-minute matchup. Let's add 20 to it. As, my god. What a victory for Psychosis. That dropkick was brutal, though. I mean, put all of his weight onto it as he gets on with the guillotine leg drop over Shunichi Funaki. We have new Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions with that one. That's the first Junior Heavyweight, as far as the first Supermax or UJPW title for Damien. And I believe he's 40 years old, too. That's kind of crazy to think he's got his first belt at 40. And now we go to our main event. Lord Akira Korakumi, the challenger, looking to win and keep his Junior Heavyweight title this time around. As far as the man we got cashed in on. As far as the Lords of the Deep leader. And Lord Akira Korakumi versus Ultimo Dragon. Yeah, we've been rocking with the blue and white gear as of late. As we have Shuichi Nishinaga is our referee for this one. We should be good to go. So let me just take a look at the settings here. Just to double check that. Yep, rope break on. Yeah, we're good to go. Alrighty. As far as for Ultimo Dragon looking to have his first successful reign. This would be the first successful reign since April. Actually, I think the first successful reign of a Junior Heavyweight title since Jinsei Shinzaki beat Psychosis. Or actually, I believe it was Minoru Tanaka back in February at the Super Heartstopper. Other than that, it has been a new champion every time someone has walked into a title matchup. That might change here tonight, though. It's Ultimo Dragon, the champion, a 3-time Junior Heavyweight champion. I believe a 2-time Junior Heavyweight Tag Team champion. Has won the Junior Heavyweight Tag League as well. Been, won the J Crown in '94, was an All-Asia Tag Team Champion, of course, with Super Astro, and even was a Junior Heavyweight Champion before the merger, so really a 5-time Junior Heavyweight Champion. Quite the resume for the Ultimo Dragon. As for Lord Akira Korakumi, Akira Nogami, of course, in a previous lifetime. He has not had the same success, but he's had a little bit of success. Junior Heavyweight Champion, both here, obviously, right now, and IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Won the J Crown, of course, 2001. Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion with him and Naniwa. To think it was 10 years between his first reign as a Junior Heavyweight Champion and his second. Almost to the day, as far as was in August of the second week of 1991. He won, of course, this Junior Heavyweight title on the last week of August. But was only held the belt for only a couple of minutes, and now looking to get the belt back is both him and Ultimo Dragon trading these forearm strikes. Akira Korakumi got the better of it. I got a figure 4. Not going to tap out, though, is Ultimo Dragon. Stomping away. Nice chin lock at it in deep. As, the Lord of the Deep. Very much fitting of a nice win here in our main event. With the black gear. Very much fitting the Halloween theme. Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro last year won against Nuki Sano and Kiyoshi Demora in our co-main event. The year before that, they lost the Bomber, so as far as Ultimo Dragon on this event, he's 1-1, but this is actually the first time that Lord Akira Korakumi rather has won. Or it's not won. We don't know yet if he's going to win, but this is the first time that he has competed at the final show. Actually, I take that back. Last year, He was in the opener. He lost in the multi-man matchup to the then BWO. Now Kai and Taizo get a backbreaker from Akira Korakumi. Gonna cover him, but that's in the ropes. Ultimate Dragon to the top rope. Big moonsault, but that's in the ropes. Hitting the high-risk move early in this matchup. On a 2 count from Ultimate Dragon. Of course, I think both these men, there might be a little bit of, as far as some nervousness, or maybe even some second thoughts about being in this main event, as last year, of course, saw Hayabusa break his neck against Jinsei Shinzaki. But we have a side DDT. It's only a 2 count, though. As Akira Korakumi trying to get back in control. But my God, what a combination from Ultimate Dragon going to the top. He's going to wait for him to stand up. What's he going for? Big moonsault to a standing opponent. Going to cover him off of it. No, almost was it. So Ultimate Dragon is really wasting no time here. He's working on the legs of Akira Korakumi. Nice flying, looked like it was a flying forearm, but it might have been a lariat. Not really, couldn't really tell, but we're already 5 minutes in. This has been pretty back and forth. But Ultimate Dragon has hit a lot of his big-time maneuvers already. And they're going to trade form strikes again. Oh, nice drop kick there. Top rope. I thought better of it. Body kick now. Reversal. Nice flying. There we go. We saw it that time. It definitely was a flying flying lariat, rather. It's a jumping enziguri from Akira Korakumi. Attacking the body. Ultimate Dragon. Power bomb. Dragon bomb. Into the corner. Though that will be a rope break. Of course, that was in the ropes. That was not going to be illegal cover. Another combination from Ultimate Dragon. Harana hooked the legs. He got him. Well, that was short-lived for Lord Akira Korakumi. But what a win for Ultimate Dragon. As that was definitely short-lived. But, of course, we'll add just 20 minutes onto it. And that'll make it a 26-minute matchup. But, as far as Ultimate Dragon, he looked great against Akira Korakumi. And now to Fire Pro to run the show. As, yeah, we should be good to go. Let's run it and see. Actually, let's make sure we're at the Tokyo Dome. We were not. Glad I looked before we ran it. Here we go. So the opener. Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr. beating Masato Fuchi and Yoshinori Ogawa. As Fuchi and Ogawa, Fuchi's still rusty, but Dr. Wagner Jr. with an 83, he was actually looked really good in this matchup. So Ogawa. Oh, never mind. I thought they lost. Masato Fuchi and Yoshinori Ogawa. They actually got the win. I just now saw that, but Ogawa pinning Blue Demon Jr. The worst guy in the match, losing to the best guy, at least on one team. If Fuchi wasn't rusty, he probably would have been a little bit more even, but not a bad opener. An 80. An 86, though, for Brad Armstrong and Taka Michinoku, losing to Liger and El Samurai. Samurai beating Taka to get a win back after losing to Tajiri. Really good match, though. Really, really good match. As Taka was really off his game, so it could have been even better. 94 for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against the Blonde Bombers, as they beat the Blonde Bombers, with Dean Malenko submitting Chris Candido, so getting his win back after Chris beat him in their singles matchup earlier on the tour. Much better team, obviously, in Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. An 81 from Rey Mysterio Jr. as he beats Jinsei Shinzaki. And, man, we might see a Rey Mysterio Jr. Ultimate Dragon matchup before you know it, beating somebody like Jinsei Shinzaki in the singles matchup. So 98 for the co-main event. My God, what a tag team title matchup. It's the new champs, Psychosis and Damien beating Funaki Minoru Tanaka as the guillotine leg drop. Los Pavanos being the new junior heavyweight tag team champions. But our main event, it's a 92 with the pretty good chemistry as well as Ultimate Dragon with the side DDT over Lord Akira Korakumi. Of course, we saw in Fire Pro it was a Hurricane Rana, but we'll take the Asai DDT for Ultimate Dragon And what a win and what a show. That went really well. A 92, increased our popularity in 21 regions. Can't go wrong with that. A hell of a co-main, though. I mean, we definitely want to put over Psychosis. Definitely want to put over, as far as the champions, the former champions of Minoru Tanaka and Shinichi Funaki. They had a really good performance. And that will do it for this episode. And now we'll go on to the last tour of 2001, the Junior Heavyweight Tag League. We'll see who will come out on the winning end. Will it be the new Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions that we just saw in Psychosis and Damien? Or will we see another team get the win and eventually get the title matchup against Los Pavano? We shall see.